It's so spooky when it's so quiet. Hey everybody, hello and welcome back to Massively Overpowered Television, where, yes, we are doing something different today. This is the stand-in for DDO, so, it's related to MMOs, but it's not quite an MMO. Oh dear, where did that other bag of dice just go? What was in my hands? There it is. Those aren't mine. I better not lose them. This is MJ and OPTV from MassivelyOP.com, and yes, we are doing TTRPG today. Tabletop role-playing game, although it should maybe be called an MT for a monitor top, because we're not really pen and paper right now. We're all online, so it's all really crazy. We can't call it pen and paper. We can't call it tabletop. We're just calling it us having fun. So this is, I have never run on Roll20. It's going to be interesting. We have players who haven't played in here. And so all of this is going to be kind of fun and new, and it should be a lighthearted little one. Our goal is to be much like these, each adventure dungeon dive that we run in DDO. So, yes, it's Dungeons and Dragons and it's online. It's just not Dungeons and Dragons online. It's Dungeons and Dragons, online. That's what we're doing. So, yes. And luckily my players don't know that when I moved their characters over, they died. That was interesting. Yeah, it got the little X mark and the little Z's, from the first time I was looking at them. But it's all fixed now. You guys are good. So, is everyone ready for the craziness?
Sure.
Things should... who knows how things are going to go? Oh, was that beep that's an in-the-game talkie talk thing, huh? Wait a minute, I recognize that. Hold up. Now, I actually have two different instances of the game going. I have player instance, which is what people are going to be able to see. And I have, of course, the GM instance, which just got buried under other windows. Here we go. So I'm really excited, but I'm kind of scared and nervous too. So this is how we're going to do it. Instead of, extensive backstories and how people come together and, some games start with that, when how you all end up working your way into being a party. We're kind of, I'm kind of belaying that. Or, well, no, I'm just kind of tossing that aside. So, as I explained the first time, basically what this is there was a notice posted up around the harbor, okay? These notices, and they were just calling out for adventurers. This is a great opportunity. Come, earn clout, increase your adventurer standings, and maybe get a little money too. No experience necessary. Please come to the tavern, and it gives a designated date and time. And so that's where everybody comes in. Everybody has decided to answer this, and they have come to the tavern, and we're on the correct date and time. They should be your tokens. I took them right off your map thing. Or I took them immediately right off of the player players. You guys can't move your tokens around right now, and there's not really anywhere you can move at the moment.
Not even sure I see a token on there.
We can't see our token.
Yeah, I'm only seeing a black screen.
I don't see. I see a board. I guess
you should be. I can see.
Oh, it's way. It's you gotta zoom in.
Oh yeah. Zoom in middle bottom currently. And if I break something or do something wrong, please, those of you who are more familiar with this, go ahead and...
Oh, middle. Okay. There was something I could see. I was zoomed in on the top.
So if we want to delete those and put them back on...
You should be able to give us permission to move them, but...
Okay, so we're supposed to be in that little tiny one in the bottom,
yes.
Not the big one in the top.
There's a big something at the top?
Yes. If I'm on the right...
Okay, I did move all players over. It looks like a big black box with blue on the top and blue on the bottom. At least that's... Oh, let me move the stream. And y'all can tell me whether that's what you're seeing or not, because hopefully that is what you're seeing.
That is what I see.
That's what I see.
That is not what I see. What am I doing wrong?
It's possible your banner is on the wrong...
I mean, I don't see a way to change anything.
Oh, all the player banners are... Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, board is changed. Now I see it.
Okay, that's interesting. Tanic has a little box of who he is as a player, and it was showing on the my untitled, the one we used last week, messing around last time, and there was the picture of him, and I just moved it over. Otherwise, I've got the player banner on here, so everyone sees their character sees this map.
I do.
Just delete them and let you put on new ones. Yep, okay, I'll do that. I'll delete you guys. That makes me feel... Anyway, well, I want to make sure you guys were on this map. That was the way I could tell that. So, all right, let me... I have to be on the right layer. And then... That didn't work. There we go. All right. Well, as long as you players are on this and can see this, that's the important part. But you're technically not quite there yet. You're at the tavern. You've all gone to meet the tavern, and someone at the door is asking if you're here to check on the notice. Are you here because of the adventurer request? And that's what they're asking everybody who walks in. So. Is anybody going to answer him?
As soon as I figure out how to get on the board. I was there, now I'm not.
Drag your name from the right over onto the little square.
I'm trying. It's got an X over it. It won't let me. Oh, now it let me, but I'm dead.
No, then just click on your character. This is the only way I know how to fix it right now. It shows up a little setting gear and then a little dot. You click on the dot and just go deselect the X and the Z's. That's really the only way I figured out. I even tried to bring my more more knowledgeable daughter in here on that, and I'm like, why did it do that? And she couldn't quite figure it out. So
Okay, I did that and my screen vanished. Oh, there it is. But the X is still... Alright, I'm hopeless.
well, it's easier to see you. I might be able to change it, but then I'm afraid you won't be able to move your character. Oh, there you go. You got it.
Yeah, I forgot I shouldn't run this in Chrome. That's probably why I'm having so much trouble.
Oh, crud, that's right. I'm in Chrome.
It's horrible.
That's some of the problems I was having. The GM window is in Chrome, while the one that's being recorded as player window is over there in Firefox. So that's currently where it is. So okay, every time someone who comes into the cat tavern, somebody at the door is asking, are you responding to the call for adventurers?
Yes, I am.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Go right to that table there in the back. We'll be with you in just a moment. All right, next. Are you here? Are you here? And basically, some people are brushing this guy off, okay? Grumbling at him, growling, and just going for their drinks. All right, everybody who's here, come to the back table, please. And this one, you guys are just doing the talking because I don't have a map of the tavern. Sorry, it wasn't going to be too long.
I was going to say, I'll just say that I go over to the back table because I don't see anything like that on the map.
Nope, that's exactly what you do. Go to the back table. There is a large tankard there, a big jug with some glasses around, and this one gentleman who's sitting there motions for everybody to have a seat and have a drink.
Well, after going back there and looking at the accommodations, and say, well, Lathander does teach us that the path of the light does lead us to the darker corners of the world.
And he looks over. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. And there's let's see. Yep. So Tam has poured themselves a drink, and all right, there are currently 5 of you sitting around the table, and the one at the head of the table, so the 6th one, there are 5 more who come and sat down, and introduces himself. My name is Darl Festwill, and I am so glad that you are here today. I assume that you are all very hardy, wonderful adventurers looking for things to do, looking to make a name for yourself and to earn some coin. Am I right?
Definitely here for the coin. Don't care about my name.
Oh, that's good.
I look up as I take another swig from the tankard. Yes, all that.
Oh, good. I'd introduce myself. You guys, I don't know if you don't want to share your name, that's okay. But I'm in need of some help. You see, I am very new to the harbor. I've been trying to establish myself here, but in my travels, I came across this really interesting peddler. Okay, quite intriguing. And he sold me the rights to some land. And I was all excited to go. I thought there might be mines on this land. So I decided to try to go and give it a look. And I looked around and I came to this opening. And I thought to myself, this is not really something I'm good at. So I decided to hire me some folks to come and help. How much does this job pay? Well, I'm glad you asked. There are travel expenses, and it depends on if you complete the complete the mission. Now there will be bonuses for more. Let me describe it first. And so I will tell you that I did hire some folks to go in first, and I prepaid them a good sizable amount, and I haven't heard back. So I'm not feeling especially like giving out the rewards first this time. I don't know if they just took the money and ran. But this time, that's what I'm going for. Genuine adventurers. That's what I'm calling for. And so I'm wondering if any of y'all are interested. At this point, there's a dwarf who stands up and decides, not enough. Not enough. So the fifth person that was at the table has gotten up and left, which leaves you four and Darl Festival. How long ago did they set out, you say? Well, it's probably, oh goodness, let me think. He starts counting on his fingers. I think it was 3 weeks ago, but it's not very far, so I don't think it should have taken so long. So I don't know. I'm afraid that maybe they found something and are living up a high life or something. I don't know. I need some respectable people that I know will be able to go in. I would like this place explored. Is it a mine? Does it have treasures in it? Am I going to be able to mine some gems so we can all earn some money? I need this mapped out and bring back what you find. That's the job. That's the job I have for you. And I'm paying in gold and possible treasure shares from what you find inside. As long as you bring me back everything, then I will set you up good with some good gold, and we'll see what's from the inside. Ham tries to contain a laugh when he uses the word respectable, but a bit of a snort escapes. Sorry. So what do you say? I'm paying for your travel to get all the way there. I've got the map that leads you right to this entrance. It was really chilly at the entrance, and I was not prepared for this. So what do you think? Do you think I can count on y'all? You look like a strong group of people.
I don't know. I think I might need a little on top of the travel to go to a place that you might have had other people clear out 3 weeks ago.
That is true. That is true. What if I throw in a couple of I've got 2 potions of minor healing I can throw in.
Do you have any of those honey cakes they make around here?
Honey cakes? He just kind of stops and looks for a minute. Of course I can get honey cakes. I'm sure I've no doubt I can get honey cakes before you set off. Absolutely. How many honey cakes? You a dozen? Dozen honey cakes? A honey cake? Are they big? Are they small? I'm not really sure.
Doesn't ought to do to start. It's more of this ale.
Ah! Barmaid, bring another jug over, please, and I'll make sure those honey cakes are wrapped up. If you guys you want to meet me in the morning right here, I will have travel for you to set off to get right to this mountain. Want us to clear out the place to keep. No, I can work with y'all on what is found. That we don't know what's inside. So, if it's something, if it's a mine and it's got stuff, I'll be able to share things with you. But we don't know what's in there. He is he is dressed not flamboyantly well, but he is not down on his luck. He's a merchant who has relocated, and he's trying to make his name here, trying to get settled in this area, and is hoping to have found a gem mine or a mine of some sort that he will be able to, find fund his stuff and be able to sell them off. He tries to convince you a little bit more with, the peddler that he ran into was really reluctant first to let this go. That it was a piece of land that was handed down through a family for a long time, and that family fell on hard times and they had to sell their stuff, and they just wanted to get rid of it. And he's just traveling around. He wasn't even in the middle of staying there, so he doesn't want to hold on to a piece of land when he travels halfway across the globe. Who's going to want that? So sold it to me, got a good price, I think. Good price. He assured me that there's definitely something there.
Well, divine providence has brought you these fine, respectable, as you say, travelers, and I'm sure we'll have a complete and total reconnoiter with no absences.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. So glad. All right.
It sounds a little like a story about some magic beans I found, but I can usually find something of profit, so I'll check it out.
All right. Any bridges? Bridges? I don't know. You might find a bridge down there. If you do, wouldn't that be amazing? What you could find down there? Who knows? Maybe it's a whole antique, ancient lair or ruins. Maybe there are ruins. I just really got the chills when I was standing in the doorway. So I didn't have anything really with me. So all I could do is come back to town and try to hire people who are professionals to do this.
So you have any elementals out at your place? Because if they're there, they're dying. So I hope you don't want to keep them.
I don't know what's in there. I'm really interested in learning what it is, what you can find, what is there. Map it out for me, and tell me what you find. What anything of interest that's there, and bring out what you can, and we'll definitely offer loot based on what you can find and learn. Bonuses above and beyond the gold.
I take another swig and look around the table. Well, I don't have anything else better to do. What about you folks?
Like I said, I can usually find profit wherever I go, so I will check it out with you.
All right. So he's beaming at everybody, but looking at the last one, I forgot what race Tam was. I have to go look on the page. Absolutely, mapping supplies. I'll give you what you need to map it out. Parchment, ink, and travel there. Sounds good? Wood elf. It's waiting for the wood elf. Absolutely. I can have a cart there waiting for you. I'll just pay the driver to hang out. Why not? It shouldn't take too much, right? You don't think it'll take weeks, right? No, I don't know. If not, he'll keep checking back every day at noon. He'll come back and make sure, see if you're there. Good. So meet me back here in the morning. I will have all your stuff ready for you. Honey cakes, 2 minor healing potions, Because, I don't know, maybe someone stubs their toe in there. All right. So, we're going to jump into the next morning. Arrived. You do get, for the party, there are 2 minor healing potions that he offers out. Don't know who's taking. Was it dozen honey cakes? And hands those off to Kat and loads you up, and you guys ride out, and you reach the opening, or you reach the entrance of this place, and it is chilly. So the driver says, checking back every day at noon. I'll see ya. All right. Tam grabbed one of the potions. And, of course, the parchment and ink was also provided. And there you have where we are at right now.
I'll take the other potion.
All right. Do you head inside, or do you just run with your potions and honey cakes?
So we check out the entrance first.
Yeah, we can go scope out the entrance.
All right. The entrance from the outside, it looks like some rough stone, but if you peer in a little bit, does look like the stone starts to be worked. So you can, as you look in, it is dark compared to outside, but a little bit lighter than you'd think. It doesn't go pitch black. So you can see 10 feet ahead, there is a wall. So you can actually see in that 10 feet that there is a wall in the back and a wall along the left side. And so that everybody knows, when you can see it, when a little bit more opens up, each square is 5 feet. Lurkin's the only one without dark vision. All right, so your dark vision goes to 60 feet, right? Or is dark vision 120 and regular 60? Oh!
Well, if there's a wall 10 feet in front of us, I doubt we can see through the wall.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna... but dark vision will make things lighter. But Lurkin may want to use a torch, which is going to kind of negate some of the dark vision anyway then.
It's also going to negate some of the sneakiness.
Oh, that's true. You may want to just sneak in the dark.
So we're heading into a cave or a building, or...
It's in the side of the mountain. It is rough-hewn stone on the outside. It does look like a cave, but if you poke your head in a little bit, the stone starts to be worked.
We've just got like a 10-foot depression with it stops.
You see the wall on the left, and then a wall in front of you 10 feet away. But you're standing all at the
those
entrance.
Connect, so it might curve around to the right.
Is anybody poking their head in?
Well, you said we can see the wall 10 feet in, and we can see the wall on the left. I'm asking if those connect. Like, is that a corner?
Yes, they do connect. You would actually kind of see it, except for all your characters are... Let's see. Let's see if I can do this right. Ta-da! Okay.
I prefer to hold back a bit so I can get range if necessary.
Yeah, Tam has asked, any of you lot want to take the lead? or shall I?
I'll be behind you, friend. Attend them together, as it were.
All right, so it's between Lurkin and Tam. Okay, Tam steps forward into the entrance. And if you look to the left, you see the wall. If you look to the right, you see another wall farther down. And the wall on the left and right of you, the wall on the left does seem to break off down near the end. It's a little harder manipulating my mouse than I thought, sorry. What you can see with your dark vision, it's all very uniform. It is very cold, and you can tell there is ice hanging. There's ice frost on the walls. There are piles of ice on the floor. And it's all got a little bit of a blue hue there. So you can see it's very icy and cold. So it makes sense that the merchant thought it was, you got the chills standing at the doorway.
Can we see any obvious signs of another group that had come through?
Currently in this area, are you searching? Are you using a search skill?
If I need to, I can use a search.
Yep. These are all your little skill rolls are going to be what makes things go.
Trying to figure out how to do this in the delay that is Chrome.
Yes. So I know you go to your character sheet and you can click on, if you just click on the search, it should do the roll for you. And
Yeah, I'm not. Where's search?
not this. Okay. You. Let me go to the character.
I've got perception. I've got.
This is 5e, so if I've thrown off something, in the skills, stealth.
I'm also going to figure out how to pop out different windows in this to make this easier.
Oh yeah. So do they really not have a search roll in 5e?
Yeah, I mean, there's investigation
Or perception, whichever
or
one.
perception. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, like what I need to.
Yeah, no. I'm looking at the number of skills here, and forgive me, I'm going off of 3e in my head still. So no search. So investigation sounds like it'd be it. Go for investigation.
I was hoping it was going to be perception. Oh well, okay.
Because you're investigating, you're looking. Well, actually, if you think about it, yeah. No, let's stop.
I'm gonna have to.
Let's stop and think
like I
about
said,
this for a minute, because
I'm going into this like blind, apparently literally with my character. So
no, that's quite okay. That's perception is noticing things. Investigation is. I think I'm gonna have to. That's a bad on my part, folks. I did not know they got rid of search.
So my character would be looking around as I follow cautiously behind. Should I make a perception roll?
I'm hoping my daughter answers, because I thought investigation is more figuring things out, then
Yeah, that's why, like I said, I was
Yeah.
hoping this was perception because I asked if there were any obvious signs.
yeah, you know what? If it's
We'll
because
answer.
you're a thief, right? You're a rogue. It should go in with the rogue skills. So if you've got, it's probably perception. Now I feel really bad as a GM. I'm very sorry, folks.
So have it re-roll or
Yeah, roll your perception. I'm gonna have to look up what investigation exactly is, but I feel like it's gonna have to be a 17. Wow, that's really good. So,
Told you I was hoping it was perception.
you do notice it looks like that the floor has been disturbed in one direction. Little frosty prints in a spot.
Okay, and just to be clear, there's only one direction that we have, just this little hallway part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so what do you do? Oh, I gotta go back to the chat side. When you look around for clues, make deductions based on those clues. Make an intelligence investigation check. Deduce location of a hidden object. Discern from the appearance what kind of weapon dealt it. Determine the weakest point in the tunnel that could cause it to collapse. Pouring through ancient scrolls in search of hidden fragments of knowledge. Okay, yeah, that sounds very intelligence-y. Sneaking around the corner. All right, you poke your head around the corner, and Tam, what you see is another wall. Well, here, I'm just gonna show you visually. So that is what you see now. You see an opening on the right, two openings on the right, and an opening on the left. You still see it's very icy conditions, frosty. Your breath is kind of cold.
he could have warned us to bring our winter gear.
He never stepped foot inside. He just said he got the chills when he was at the door. Remember, no one has returned to him. But, yeah, very icy.
It's actually a decent question. Does the environment affect what we do at all?
It can. But you don't seem to be having any effects from it yourselves now. I saw most of you had gear. You had adventurer gear. So.
Is the ground likely to be slippery to booted feet?
Not where you're standing.
So do you think it, talking to the others, do you think this stays this cold further in, or?
Well, we've got no indication that it doesn't, and in general, I wouldn't think it gets warmer further in, so. I say before we leave an entrance to our backs, we check out whatever's down to the right.
So 2 entrances on the right, 1 on the left.
Yeah, I say we check the first entrance on the right. Oh, what was that?
Yeah, let's go to the first right here, or over here.
You're starting to notice a bit of a pattern in that the walls are pretty uniform, and they're fairly smooth and well worked. The floor is cold, but other than some little patches of snow here and there, some icy frost, it's definitely not a natural cavern. Hey, LC2, yes! We are doing actual D&D. I'm trying to swap my head to both 5e and Roll20, so I've already done one major fail.
All right. So since it was established at the opening that we could see 10 feet and it looked lighter on the inside than it should be, can we still see 10 feet this far in normally, or
Well, I said 10 feet because there was a wall at 10 feet.
because there was a wall 10 feet?
As you noticed, when you turned and looked down this wall, you saw 5, 10, 15, you saw 20 feet ahead to see the next wall.
Well, if we were at the corner and each square is only 5 feet, that's 10 feet ahead.
Right.
The reason I was asking, can we see what's on the right wall?
Yes, there is nothing on the wall to the right, but you do see...
But there is a wall. Like on my map, it's blacked out, so...
Oh, hang on, let me...
We peek just a little bit over here and see what we see.
Oh, Hikari's peeking, so...
Okay.
Sorry, I'm having trouble finely maneuvering the mouse a little bit. So, there we go. Trying to make sure that people can see also what we're doing.
Okay, at this juncture, I'd like to make another check to see if I can see any signs of people passing down this way or going ahead the other way.
At this corner, you actually have to do a roll.
Perception again?
Yeah, perception. It all seems kind of scuffed and there's not a whole lot you can deduce from it, but it's all been disturbed.
I'm listening carefully around us as I bring up the rear.
If you're listening,
Do
you
I
got to
need
do a
make
listening
roll
check.
to
Yep.
hear
Oh, tell me, do they have a listen check? Great.
Perception.
It's gonna be just general perception.
Yep, perception.
And like investigation if you're specifically looking for clues for some sort of thing, I think.
And you're trying to figure out what the clues mean, I guess. So, you found something on the ground. Your perception makes you find something on the ground, and then you need to do investigation to try to figure out what it is.
I rolled a 20.
Oh, wow. Natural 20 or no, perception with 4.
Yeah.
All right. So, Hikari does see that there are print markings. You actually notice that there are some scratch markings on the walls. And yeah, 'cause I was like, if it was a natural 20, and you notice that it does look like movements happened in multiple directions in this area.
So there's not a path to just kind of going back and forth along the wall?
You mean like footprints in mud kind of thing going a direction?
Yeah.
No, but there are multiple types of prints going both directions.
Well, don't think we're going to get much, standing here in the cold. So we might as well move forward and try to figure out where this, at least one of these paths leads.
Oh wait,
Our job is to scout after all.
You guys are standing there, so you would be able to see farther down. You do notice on that homemade look, amid the ice and this, you do see some really thick, icy stalactites falling down. That's denoted by the blue box. So those
Actively falling or
no,
following the path?
No, hanging down. Excuse me, just hanging down. Tam's not standing around waiting for MJ to reveal more of the map. Yes, I forgot to do the part where you could see. I'm trying to follow where you guys are walking as to how far I open up. All right.
Try to avoid that just in case. Might be a little warmer in that area.
All right, as you go around corners, tell me if you're doing something specific besides just walking. Hey, Big Mikey Ocho. All right. Each time you want to check things again, remember a lot of the actions there's movement, but other than that, a lot of the other actions you do are usually going to be tied to a roll of some sort. Oops. I gotta be careful with that.
Okay, coming all the way around here. There were scratches on the wall back there that had been seen.
Hikari did notice some. Did Hikari share that information with the party? That's something to note. If one person sees something,
can we all see that? Did someone point them out, or did just
it
one
does
person
look
see
like
them?
people are coming back and forth. Lots of people.
okay, yeah, because I won't assume that your character is going to share information with the party. Tam is.
All right. So should we assume that information is shared unless it specifically said not shared?
Yeah,
if that's what your party wants to do.
Seems like that would be easier.
All right. Tam was super cautious at first, getting less so, not finding anything. Okay. Oh wait, how far does your vision go?
I'm still listening carefully since there's signs of activity here. I'm listening for anyone creeping up on us, or that we might be coming up on.
Your dark vision does see 60 feet, right?
correct.
All right, so I need to... Got a long haul going on here. And once again, the nice thing about the map is I don't have to spend 10 minutes totally describing what you see.
Am I hearing anything besides our movements?
No.
Okay. Am I seeing anything in this hallway that looks like it might be any danger to us?
The floor got extra frost on it, but nothing looks particularly dangerous.
Do the scratches continue and show people continuing moving this way?
Can't really tell so much on the bottom. You don't see scratches on the wall right at the moment.
Is there something to the left there?
Ah, Hikari's looking to the left. So now you've got more choices: straight ahead or this opening to the left.
Certainly have quite the elaborate path to nowhere so far, but well, do we continue on with our right or do we head to the left?
I'm wondering if we see any signs that this is an actual mine as had been advertised, because it's not looking very mine-like to me.
So far, if you're looking around the hewn walls, pretty smooth, but they look very old. And there's the frost. You've got basically permafrost everywhere, plus you're running into little patches of snow and bits of the floor being covered in a dusting of icy shavings. I don't know. Plus the stalactites, the ice. So it's all a very cold environment, but definitely created. You have very much the sense, the walls, the corners, everything's very straight and worked.
How high are the ceilings?
Ceilings are probably, let's see, 30 feet. Darl's either an idiot or doing a good impression of one if he's telling us the truth about the peddler. I reckon he got scammed. If he's not, then he's probably trying to scam us.
That's what I'm thinking. All right, so you want to go straight down the corridor or check out what's left? I kind of want to see what's left because it's a shorter path. I don't want anything coming around that corner at us.
Tam asks, so which one of you is drawing the map? I wondered when that would come up.
I've got a piece of parchment and I'm scribbling a few things on it.
Sure, we can go down this way. The breadth of our employer's sins will be revealed one way or another.
Do any of you know if there are frost giants in this area?
As you notice, the corridor now has gigantic blocks of ice that are blocking your vision as you go. No idea, but would a giant fit in here?
They'd have a hard time getting past these blocks of ice, for sure.
Yeah, that's only, so there's only a 5-foot area to be able to get by here. All right, you can see around the corner there, I think. Trying to see how far vision might go when you're trying to peek around the corner of things. You can see there, it does continue on beyond the second block of ice.
Is there stuff to the left of Tam, or is that a wall?
Oh, is that... Okay, that is a wall. There we go.
All right, I'd like to take a look at these blocks of ice to see if they look like they're something that was created, like hewn from the wall kind of thing, and placed here.
All right.
Yeah.
That would be an investigation roll.
I'm doomed.
Hey, there
Let's
are
see.
natural 20s that happen. I mean, come on. They look like giant blocks of ice.
Yeah, I've identified giant blocks of ice that were obviously giant blocks of ice.
Others can also make rolls on things, remember.
Did these I also want to see if like there's any sort of indication that any of this is magically created, divinely so,
Make a roll.
or if they just
Investigation if you want to deduce.
9. Woohoo.
9. I mean, they do look very smooth. But you can't get a whole lot more out of that.
All right, I think at this point we should be able to see what's ahead a little bit.
Yep. Got around the corner and you see there is a wall and an ice block. It's narrowing everything down. Ah, are you checking down the other hallway? I can't tell which direction you're facing when you're on a character. Shall I just assume you're turning your head when you come to an opening?
Sure. I think that makes sense.
You hear a squeal of excitement. And you look down the hall and you see something small and it's jumping up and down excitedly.
Okay, how do we check to see if we know what it is?
That's a good question. If you don't know what it is, I don't know. It actually, you're kind of far away. You're seeing it kind of grayscale. It looks, it's very short, and it looks like it's wearing a hat. Hello? Hello? You speak? You speak? Oh, yay! Budgie is so happy. I am so glad to see you. Come, come, come. It has been so long. Oh, I haven't been able to speak to somebody in so long. Please, come, come. Come, come. It's all good. It's all good.
I muttered to my companions, where is it wanting us to go?
It's trying to motion you with small little arms without really much hands down towards you. How long? Who am I? Who am I? I'm Budge. I am Budge. Budge is your friend. Budge is so excited. There is not much that happens here. Oh my goodness. I haven't been able to talk to somebody. There were some who I saw for a moment, but they just ran so fast, and I tried to call out to them, but they just ran and they screamed, and I don't know. I don't understand. Budge misses people.
Back the way we came?
Ran? Oh, no. They go, that way. And he points to his right. They ran that way. You're not going to run that way too, are you? Hanging back, does Budge look like a little mushroom person? Yes, Budge does look like a little mushroom. It's been so lonely here, I just want to talk.
I wanted to check for anything that looked dangerous. Is that perception again?
Yes. Looks like Budge has just a little pile there. Some gathered up earth to hang out on. It's kind of cold and hard looking, but nothing looks particularly threatening. Tell you about the other people. Other people? I did. I saw some of them. I saw some, and they came around, and they were all walking and hitting walls, and I jumped up, and I jumped out, and I said hi, and they screamed, and they ran, and one of them almost kicked me, and so I thought I should like stay back here a little ways, cause you have big feet. Big feet hurt.
And examine the bit of dirt a little bit more with my knowledges.
Okay. You
See if
notice
there's any magic.
the dirt does not look like it came from here. It just doesn't match in with anything around. But Budge is sitting on it and jumping up and down on it. It is! It's always cold. Budge doesn't remember it not being cold. I don't remember not here. I remember here, and it's always cold and there's ice. Not many peoples. It's been a long time since peoples. I was happy with peoples, but they kicked Budge.
So what can I find out with nature potentially?
It's not really a plant. I guess it's a monster. Rule-wise, feel like I need to have a rule. See, Big Mikey Ocho, I'm missing chat a little bit. Sorry. Drawing by hand as I go. Yeah, that's what they're doing, not me. I'm excited that Roll20 has different maps and icons. Now, these icons, if I go really close for you guys to see, the players actually made their own icons. These three did. And Tanik is using an icon that you can get from Roll20. And Little Budge is one of those cool little icons too.
So I'm assuming you can't move from there? You're stuck there?
Budge can move. Budgie can move. Budgie jumps up and runs around in a little bit of circle, but still keeps about 10 feet away from you. Wait, I gotta make sure I'm on the right. Whoops, that's not how you do it. So Budgie comes and runs up closer, but still tries to keep a little bit of distance because you all have really big feet compared to Budge. Oh, it doesn't show you guys the numbers on the top. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Budge just likes the my bed feels better. This stuff is cold. It's cold on Budge. I like to burrow in, and he runs over and burrows down inside his little pile of dirt again, and then pops his head out.
Okay, so when we position ourselves on the map, are we to assume that's the distance we are from, in this case, Budge?
Yes, every square is the 5 And if you do full actions, you can actually do, you can full action move, which moves 30 feet.
I was just wondering because it looked like Mylari was 5 feet from Budge. I was wondering if.
Yeah, which is why Budge jumped back into his dirt pile.
Okay.
Budge ran back to his dirt pile and tunneled in it, and then popped back out.
So the dirt pile is where Budge is currently?
Yes, Budge is back on the dirt pile. Because the floor is cold! It's really cold.
So if I look at the dirt with nature, would I be able to tell anything, potentially?
There's rolls.
I was just try it.
GM doesn't say
and then
nothing
after that,
until
I
you
have a
roll.
question.
I'm not sure what these skills are exactly, so.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a secret. This is my first time with 5e, and I've already messed up on skills. So if this time we
We're
say
learning
it's
as we
one
go.
thing, yeah. I say go ahead. What I need to do is I have a DM manual, but it's in another page. I need the live one, but I don't have a 5e DM guide. I only have 3.5 and 3 and 1. I mean, I got the original stuff. So I'm trying to jump between that and looking, and it's... Sorry, I'm not as skilled in this. A nature roll.
So in this case, what are we saying the nature did?
That you can tell that it's not from in here, that has been carried. It has been carried in here. The elements seems a little more like it should have been swampy.
Okay, so my question is,
Yes.
I've got very small feet. And I'm wondering if I could convince Bud to tell me more because I don't look as threatening. Feet-wise, anyway.
You can go closer. Yeah, Sophie said that's a good thing. Sophie has the D&D Beyond source basic rules open in another tab. Yeah, I've got other tabs open, but I have to admit I'm the kind of person who would like bookmark pages in the book and open them. Like I've got bookmark pages for a couple things in here in another window, but I told you this is my first time. I'm trying. Want us to bring you more dirt, or have you got enough? Have you got more? Have you got more? Budge would like that. Budge would kind of really like to see... Budge would like to see more dirt.
Why
Budge
are you
just-
living in here, Budge?
I was really small. I was really small, and I was just kind of left. Budge is really big now. Budge is super big. Budge is, see how big is? Budge is, you know, like a few inches. Budge is really big. You could go get some? Oh, I would like that. Budge would like that. Budge. Have
We
you
do
always
have
been
a-
in the cold? Are you guys in the cold? Have you always been cold? Budge has walked around in the cold before, but I go too far from dirt and then it's too shivery. I can't go very far. It's scary.
It's not very far away from here, but if you're having difficulty getting away from the dirt, if it's too cold for you, yeah, that might be a problem. But it is a short walk out, and it's not cold outside.
Short like Budge? Budge is short. But I try. I go and I went that way, and I went that way, and then I started getting too cold. I had to come back. I had to stay with my dirt. Budge's hands can't carry much dirt.
It might take some work, but we could probably make a path of dirt eventually, once our job is done here.
Can? And then you know a place that has lots of dirt? Oh, that would be so great.
Has anyone ever made a fire for you, Budge?
No. What's a fire? Budge, we need to explore tunnels a bit more first, and we can bring you some dirt later, even take you outside where it's warmer. And there's dirt as far as you can see. Budge! Budge would love that! Budge would love to see lots of dirt. Can you can lay your whole body out and wiggle through all the dirt? Budge would like that. Nobody's offered that to Budge before. They just scream and kick Budge and run away. Budge thinks this place is kind of cool, but Budge gets lonely.
Yes. Well, we definitely can look at bringing you some more of that, and expand your world, as it were.
Oh, Budgie would love that. And if you see the big super green guy, then he carries stuff. But he doesn't have dirt. Really big green guy. But he just kind of chuckles at me. I think. It's kind of I don't know. I don't make that sound very well. But he carries stuff. And he wobbles.
Where might we find this big green guy?
He wobbles. Last I saw him, he went that way. And he's pointing the direction he came from. He wibble wobbles.
Would Budge know if big green guy is roughly cube shaped?
No, he has really big feet.
Feet, okay.
Budge stays back here because he would get squashed.
Is he bigger than us?
Yes. Very much bigger than the little one in front of me. He is safer looking feet.
It does sound like some rather form of giant kin, but who knows what kind.
The wobbly kind.
Wobbly. He wobbles. Hits walls sometimes. And his stuff leaves marks.
Is he friendly?
He's never stepped on Budgie before. He talks to himself. Or maybe to someone. He keeps talking to a name, but I don't know them. I don't see them. I just see the big green guy.
Did you hear the name?
Budgie will try to remember. It's been a long time. He hasn't come this way. Come this way in many... Before the ones who kicked Budgie. You'll take Budgie out? You promise? More dirt?
Sure, we can take you out when we leave.
Budgie will try to find the name. Budgie will see if Budgie can find the greenie. Budgie has the same color, kind of like me. But he's just really big. And not gentle.
So do you think the green guy is ahead of us?
No, he hasn't gone that way. He hasn't been that way in a long time. The ones who kick Budgie went that way. And he points to his right. And Greenie goes that way. He points to his left. And I stay in my little cubby because it's safe here. Nobody comes and steps on Budgie mostly. As long as I don't come out and scare you.
Well, I think we should keep heading on one way or another, and we'll definitely come back to you.
Okay, Budgie will wait. I'll stay close. My dirt's here. Thank you. If you see the people that kick, be careful. Don't let them kick you. See, Budgie kind of runs around to the corner and watches you guys as you go.
All right, we're gonna look for signs of people going this way to kind of confirm.
Oops. I just,
Yes. See if we can find any signs of mean feet.
Well, I see nothing.
I think there's a wall over here. Well, it's not a 1, so I guess it's not that bad.
All right, let's see.
Something here. It's kind of round and round sounded. Ground. I'll call it ground. It does look like a disturbance more hurried around this corner. That's what Tannic notices. The ground looks like it's been kind of scuffed. Wonder why they were in a hurry.
All right, I was thinking this is a corner more to peek around than just run around.
How do I do that? You're kind of at an angle, huh? More blocks of ice.
All right, you hear anything ahead of us? Ears?
Apparently not.
Mylari does not hear anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, I guess we check out a little bit ahead. All right. I'd like to check out the corridor ahead a little, see if I notice anything odd about it. Oh, all right. So I did click the right thing. I persuade the corridor.
You persuaded the corridor to show you something. You're looking around. You can notice that around to your left there are stalactites, and it's all couched between all these big frozen pillars of ice, blocks of ice.
So I'm starting to wonder if these blocks of ice have been placed here deliberately. If this looks like a trap.
Yes, Tam, you can try. They aren't blocking the corridor. They're hanging down from the roof. There's probably about, on this one, 8 or 10 feet underneath. Remember, they were 30-foot. You estimated about 30-foot ceilings because you could see the top. Except for Lurkin.
How tall are these ice blocks relative to those ceilings?
They're going up towards the ceiling. You don't really
So
see
like
the top.
Pillars of ice.
Yeah. giant square pillars going up towards the ceiling.
Okay, is there anything akin to danger sense in here? For instance, can I tell if we try to get under the hanging ice, whether it's going to be shaky enough to come down on us?
That's a good question. Yeah, Big Mikey
Is that a perception? Is that a...
said your 8 persuasion did not. I'm not sure the corridor was very moved. I missed that. Thanks, Big Mikey. I'm actually going and jumping on your character sheet to look real quick. Because a lot of the skills that I'm used to, which are like a bajillion, I didn't realize they really cut down to like 20.
Tam is prodding at them with their staff.
Yeah, Tam is prodding, and I would say survival, possibly. Survival or investigation. Survival because you'd know whether they were safe or not. But Tam is prodding while he is rolling survival. And... one.
Sorry, what? Okay, I'm going to assume coughing.
Yeah. No, 1 second. So, as he is poking things with his rod, then something does drop down. And let's see. Oh, I'll go ahead and do this. Wait, what? Holy cow! That's what that does?
Well then.
Okay. That was interesting. I clicked a setting that said 3D dice. So I guess that's what that did.
So at this point, should I even bother asking what my survival roll did, or am I just impaled on claws now? Like, what exactly happened?
The person who was poking at the... Let me see. Let me move. I can move it down. I've never tried to move these between maps before. Wait, so I'm on objects. So the interesting thing of note here is there are 2 different maps. Whoops, I didn't mean to pick you up. Sorry. Put you right back. There are 2 maps. There's a GM's map, and there's so that things are on there that you guys can't see. And then there's the player map. So I'm trying to move this to your map, and I don't seem to be succeeding. So maybe I'll just move to your map and drag one over there. Does that show up? Haha. It did.
It does.
Yay. So you see, well, nobody saw anything yet except for icy creature had dropped down on the one poking with the staff and went to scratch. So hit armor class. +3. Now I'm like trying to pull up each of your guys' sheets, and it's on Chrome, so it's being very slow and
Yes, Yes, I'm definitely making a note. No chrome next time.
No chrome next time. Yes, we need to do this for sure.
So if it's 2 attacks, then the whatever Cam's armor class is, it's you have to beat that roll, right?
Yep. So, okay. So the one attack made it, the other attack did not. So one claw scratched, and it's 4 plus 1. Yeah, I know how to do the attack. I don't know how to do the damage auto on there. So the only thing I can think to do is to roll my own dice. Are you guys okay with that? You want me to show you what I roll? Oh wait, no. It says no. I can do a. I can actually do the rolls of each of the attacks from the monster sheet, but I can't do the damage. But I can do the damage over here on the side. So hold on. Oh no! Don't do that. Sorry. So I can just come over here and roll.
So Tim asked they got 2 attacks in a surprise round?
Yes, you were surprised this round, and one missed, the other hit, and it was, let's see. Oh, click, drag to roll the dice. That's really kind of cool. I like that. And 2 plus 1, 3 points of damage. Wow. Okay, maybe that isn't like the most concise, but I freaking like that it rolls that. Sorry. And then everyone can roll initiative for the next round. And keep in mind, if you have to move around to get in range of it, then that constitutes part of your action. Whoa, my Laurie with the crazy. Oh, it's got to roll initiative too. Let me pull it up. So yes, a pure icy crystalline looking creature. It's a small elemental. And
so I can't remember. I have elemental as a favorite enemy. Does that give me a bonus against them?
oh, favored enemy. Then that should do something. 5e, what does that do in 5e? Well, here we go. I'll look it up. It is good to have 2 monitors when you do this. A +2 bonus to your damage rolls with weapon attacks against creatures of your chosen type. Little Mephit, you need to roll initiative. Where's your initiative roll? I do not see a spot for him to do initiative, so I will just have to roll a d20 for Mephit's initiative. Mephit rolled a 6. So now if we go in order of folks' rolls. Now this is where you get a combat or now looking at the time right now, here's the question. Do you all want to continue and do a round of combat, or do you want to end it now and start combat next time? Which you can definitely do the combat now, but it's up to you because of timing. I like I said, I did not know the best way to judge timing on this.
Yeah, if the round of combat isn't going to be too long, I'm okay doing it now.
Yeah, as long as we get one round of actions in pretty quickly. So
Okay, so let me go on the who rolled initiative. Okay, initiative order is Mylari first, then Lurkin, then Tam, and the Mephit, and then Thursday. Okay, so the Mephit's already had his surprise action and took it. To be sure to take off your 3 points of hit points. And then the next one to go would be Mylari, and it dropped down in front of Tam, so it looks like it's within your range. First action, what do you do?
I would knock an arrow to shoot at it, because I would always have my bow easily to hand.
All right, go ahead and
How
take
do I
your
roll
attack
with the-
roll.
Do I do something special with that bonus, or?
No, you'll add it onto your damage after you make sure you hit.
Okay.
$18. You definitely hit it. So, what is your damage for your longbow?
1d8 plus 3 piercing.
1d8 plus 3 piercing.
All right, where do you see that?
I'm just reading off my character sheet because I have no idea.
looks like you clicked it
I
and
can
it
see it on the
rolled a
character
10
sheet.
damage.
You clicked it, you rolled 10 damage,
Up there.
and
I think it's just you.
it's not the immunity. That's not a vulnerability. So, that's the armor class. All right. Hang on,
It
let
says
me.
it's a plus 5 attack. And I get what, plus 2 to the damage?
You rolled and got the 10, and yeah, you did 12 damage to it. Oh, I'm having trouble moving the sheets around. Sorry. Here, little Mephit. Oops. All right. So, next person, it is definitely wounded. It just kind of shrieked, and it's upset.
Okay, so
So the next one to go would be Lurkin. He would have the next choice. What do you do? Do you stay right where you're at? Do you do an attack action? Do you...
okay, so if it came down at Tam, is it standing between us?
Yeah, it's kind of in that crossroad between the squares between you, so it's
Only a
facing
couple feet away then.
it's facing Tam. Yes, it is in reach of able to poke and slice Tam. So it is within your reach as well. You can move up. Right now, it'd be to its side. So.
Yeah, I don't think I need to move anywhere. I'm just trying to figure out.
I just clicked on my weapon to roll.
Yeah, you can just click on your weapon if you're going to attack.
Yeah, I'm going to attack. I'm trying to figure out which weapon is best at that distance. I can probably, if there's still a few feet there, I can probably use the short bow, right?
Should be fine.
Okay.
Soph is typing. I was gonna say this is pretty much melee range if you're with the square next
That's
to
what I
it.
was wondering if it was, if
Yeah.
it's melee range. Yeah,
I'd say if you're in the square, you're the square with it, then you're melee range.
that's melee range. Yeah, okay. That's what I was trying to figure out, if there was enough room there.
Yeah, no. So
Oh yeah.
so
yeah,
with the
okay.
bow, you need to be at least a square away. And
Okay,
the
in that
longbows,
case,
they have distances on them. I'll have to go read them each.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out each weapon here. All right, so rapier attack.
All right, your rapier does hit it, so you can roll 4 damage.
Okay, and how did you do the damage roll? You
I
click under
clicked
the
on
damage.
where it says the 1d8 piercing on my, whatever it says under damage type next to
Okay, that's
rapier.
what I'm just checking.
Yeah, I really like how on Roll20, how Roll20 is, you click the button and it does your roll, right?
Yeah, it's just a matter of knowing which one to click and what it's going to put up on the screen.
Right, as we get to know.
Right, so
and
there we go.
you guys do have a way you could actually roll dice like I do. That's so funny. Sorry. All right, so 6 damage piercing. All right, the Mephit is still there and being very unhappy. And Tam, you get an attack in. Oh, piercing seems like it wouldn't be as good for ice, but it doesn't say that, so.
And go super monk.
Everything I have is piercing. I'm a very stabby person.
Stabbity, stabbity. Oh, wait, I gotta go back. Oh, no, there's the chat window. Oh, Sophie, swing with the staff and give a spin kick as a bonus action. So, 14. Okay, you do hit, so do your damage for your melee first. Oh, bludgeoning damage is a bonus. And the Mephit shatters. Didn't even get another attack in.
Yay, we end on a success. Although I do have that question about my survival roll. Like, what
Okay,
did that...
one second before that, there is a special with ice Mephits. As I read, give me 1 second. Death Burst. When the Mephit dies, explodes in a burst of jagged ice. Each creature within 5 feet must take the DC 10 a dexterity saving throw. So both of you within adjacent squares, so Tem and Lurkin, need to make a dexterity saving throw.
I was hoping to avoid that when you said shattered. Oh well.
Yeah, just roll your dex. Should be fine. Yay.
Looks like both of you made your saves.
Yep.
I actually have to look at your dex to... All right, so in that case, it is half damage on a save. So I have to roll a 1d8. Hold up. Ouch. Okay, you both
Jeez.
take... That was a good roll. Mephit died with style, man. You both take 4 points of damage.
So Tam has 7 points of damage now?
7 points, and Lurkin is down 4.
So are they like bleeding out in front of us now?
Not unless they're at 0. If you go under 0, you're bleeding out.
Yeah, that was my question. How much are the health potions?
Well, you guys don't have an action right now yet. So, next Mephit's gone because Mephit exploded, and Thursday has an action.
Okay, is there anything else here or just the one?
That's all that has happened right now. That's all you see. That's all that's gone. Yeah, the combat round is still going. Nobody has moved.
All right. I should be close enough to help give Tam a drink of potion.
All right. Well, Tam has a potion too. Wait, which class are you?
Me?
Yeah, a warlock.
Warlock.
Okay, I was thinking you were a healer too. So,
No.
all right.
I was. You gave us potions. Otherwise, I was going to barter for more potions. But yeah.
Yeah. So let me. I'm double checking my information.
Okay. Not to put a clock on it, but I'm out of time.
Yeah, it's a 2d4 plus 2. Well, that might be a higher one.
That's what a small potion does?
That
seems like a lot.
Healing potions are actually worth a lot in 5e.
Yeah, you can drink. You don't have to drink the whole thing. You can drink part. But yeah, if that's the thing is Sophie rolled both regular and bonus action, but probably didn't need to use the bonus action.
There's no bonus action after. Yeah, I mean, there was nothing that Sophie could do except Sophie could. Sophie had one of the potions, I think. I'm not sure if you can take a drink during a bonus action.
Yeah, you can. So. Yeah, instead of using your bonus action to attack, since it was already dead, you should be able to use.
Well, they said they would use that to jump out of the way of the shards. Instead of moving out of the way.
All right, this is getting complex.
Yeah, well,
we're going to ask if we can figure this out next time.
Yeah, we can do this next time. And I'm not sure because you've got people blocking your way there. So, changing what your bonus action is, I'm gonna have to check on that. And because somebody's blocking your way, there was nowhere for you really to move in that hallway. Because someone else was already in the next square. But we will do that next time. But congratulations on both surviving your first encounter and killing it. And you guys have had some interesting encounters. I know Tanik has to jump right away.
Yes.
But
2 minutes ago.
Yep. So go ahead. And what do you all think? I mean, it seems everybody was going very cautiously, so we were a bit. I don't know. Did you feel it was too slow, too fast? What do you guys think as players? Or shall we say that after stream instead of on stream?
No, it's going fine so far. I mean, gotta get through here.
So yeah. So those of you who didn't know, actually, the prepayment of 2 health potions you got was actually worth 100 gold. So he's very interested in learning what this is and finding out what his stuff is. So obviously it shouldn't feel too scammy, as you already got a prepayment that was pretty hefty. But we will stop right on the end here. Nobody's dead. Nobody's gone. Everybody's good. We just need to see. Yeah, I don't think you can actually push your way through both of those players because they're on the sides. Right, no, I can believe that. I'm just saying I don't think he can move because he's blocked in. There is no
Yeah, we
open
had them
square.
kind of
Yeah.
hemmed in there.
I mean, yeah, I get it. That it's definitely a little bit of a tight quarters. We'll have to see if they can. They might have to. There's rules for moving
If you're trying to
through,
move through
squares
people, yeah.
with all this there, but yeah, we can look at that.
Yeah, and that'll have to be something we'll have to pull in next time. So
Research on if they could squeeze between us or whatever.
yeah, in what I'm used to doing, you would have to have, tumbling, acrobatics, and the accompanying skills and enough of a move to be able to try to roll through other people. But I'm not sure on where that's at 5e, but I do know normally you're boxed in there at your one block. You can't move unless there's an open block next to you. And right in this particular part, this isn't. It's just, yeah. So, but we will pick up on that next time. Guys have mapped out a whole little bits here. I guess I actually should have, my brain just realized a few things for other times. But that is it for tonight's adventure. And we'll be jumping in right in some excitingness the next time. So thank you. Huge, huge thank you to this group for being willing to give this a go as we are waiting on DDO fixing. I wish I could go and start shaking some shoulders there, because I'd really like for our group to get back in and be able to do that together, because I was having a lot of fun doing that and I'd like to continue. So, and to all of you who came and sat through our first attempt at an adventure here, and you'll really, really have to tell me what you all think, how it went, what your ideas are. I really want to hear them, because I want to use that to also help make things better for our team and for all of you. So please do leave your thoughts on the stream post right there. And of course, you can also use that to get to our stream team calendar and read all the other stuff on MOP. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing day, night, weekend. We're getting to the weekend, right? And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. So until then, please take care, and we'll see you then.